Hello, it's me, it's Marcus. We're back. Welcome to Spill It. My name is Marcus, and this is a show where we get to speak to inspirational people and share inspirational stories to connect people together, inspire others, and help people learn something new. And this episode is no different because this is episode 51, Life After the Navigator. Because drumroll, because the Joey Cramer is waiting patiently backstage to come out, and I cannot wait. He will be out at 7:10 p.m. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Don't forget as well to please like, comment, and share. The reason that I ask for likes and shares, so if you like something, if you like this video, then the algorithms of Facebook and Twitch and YouTube and wherever this is streaming to will push it out further. If you share it, it means that you get to invite people to the Spill It community, to the Spill It fold, where they can become teacups themselves. And if you comment, it means that I get to do things like this. Morning, says Linda. Morning. Happy first birthday. It is Spill It's first birthday. We will get to that shortly, Linda. You're ruining my announcements. Andy Nicholson says compliance. Oh, compliance. Yes. We have got Stephen Wilson. Happy first birthday. Thank you very much. Linda is tagging Deborah. Yes, Deborah, get into the Spill It fold. We have got Tina saying, hi, Marcus. So you aren't excited then? I am so excited. I can't wait, honestly. I have to calm down a little bit. It's a good job I didn't have any coffee. Can you imagine if I had coffee as well as being this excited? I will be bouncing off the walls. I'd be everywhere. Oh, it's going to be so cool. So keep those comments rolling in, guys. And if you've got questions, then please drop a comment, leave the question in the box, and we'll get through it throughout the show. Joey's ready. Joey's ready for those questions as well. Oh, it's going to be so good. I can't wait. I'm really, as you can tell, I am really excited, and I cannot wait. But let's carry on. If you haven't checked out our other episodes yet, then you can do. All you have to do is head over to the Spill It website at www.spillit.uk, where you will be able to catch up with all of the episodes, including those on season 1, because we are on season 2, ladies and gentlemen, and all of those in between. Get those comments and questions in and keep them rolling. And don't forget to hit that share button. Thank you very much. Announcement. So this is your announcement. Linda and a few others have obviously done it already. So we're going to have to say it. It is happy birthday to Spill It. That's right. It has been 12 months of Spill It goodness into your little screens on your phone, onto your computer, onto your laptop, those people who stream it over to the TVs. Spill It has taken off over the last 12 months, and I have got all of you to thank for that. 12 months of Spill It, every single week, without fail, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I have given you a new guest every single week and shared some inspirational stories. It has been absolutely epic, and I could not thank you enough for all that you have done, for all of the support and everything. We stream in 14 different countries. That is beyond epic. Beyond epic. Beyond gone. So hello to all of the teacups out there in all of those 14 different countries. I wonder which country we're going to hit next. That'd be great. Let's get worldwide. Mr. Worldwide. But yes, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Honestly, it means so much. Another announcement that I've got as well is another announcement. So last week we talked about my radio show launching. Oh my God, Mr. Marcus, he's got his own radio station. Not radio station, that's big. Radio show. It's called A Little Bit of Marcus, and it goes live next Saturday, and I cannot wait for that. I'm going to have guests. We're going to have loads of different things. I've got so many things planned in my head anyway. I've got to write them all down because that's where they stay otherwise, and I need to put them down on paper, otherwise I'll forget them, and yeah, it's all a little bit crazy. But yeah, it launches next Saturday, and it's going to be 3 till 4 p.m. every single Saturday. So yeah, thank you so much. Right. let's jump into these comments because there's a lot of comments that are coming through, all excited for you guys, you know, all of these comments is brilliant, right? But you're obviously all here just to see Joey. It'd be nice of you just to jump in and just see my face once in a while and be this excited. I get it though. You see me every week. Some of you more than once a week as well, especially like the likes of Linda, who sees me like 3 days a week. But yeah, let's go into these. So happy birthday. Greetings from Arizona. Hi, Deborah. Thank you so much for joining from Arizona. As usual, thank you so much. Karen, thank you so much for the clapping as well. Linda is looking forward to this one. You just got to wait that little bit longer, Linda. Can't wait. I can't wait. I mean, I've been chatting to him anyway, but even I can't wait to just get talking to him some more. Happy first birthday, says Kathy Evans. Kathy Evans was on one of our first ever episodes of Spill It as well, way back in 2020. It was like the second episode, was it? No, third episode. So Kathy was on the third episode, the third ever episode of Spill It. That was epic. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Kathy. And look where we are now. That is mental. Stephen Wilson says, say hi to my sis, Marcus, right? It's Louise Wilson. Hi, Louise. Welcome to the Teacup community. Come and be a teacup with us. I am your teapot, Marcus, right? And these are my little teacups. But hi, Louise, over in Rosendale. Thank you so much. Linda, I've not seen you for 10 days. Jack McCann says, congratulations, mate. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's been a year. Andy Nicholson, I'm a year behind. I shall catch up. Congrats on 1 year. Thank you. Do you know what? There was a study as well that showed about podcasts and like these types of shows and things like that. And they only normally survive until like 10 to 20 episodes, and then they start to fizzle out, and that's like one episode every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks, once every 4 weeks, etc. This has been my first ever thing that I've ever started like this, and I have been so thankful for the fact that I've not actually had to restart it or anything like that. It's just grown week after week. The audience reach, I mean, from episode 1, where we had a couple of people watching and they were like friends, to now people over in Arizona, Deborah over in Arizona, we have people in Gibraltar, Spain, France, Germany, Holland, and all of these people all joining in every single week. And it's absolutely epic to see where Spill It was to where it is now. And I've never had to keep like shutting it down and learning from that experience and then doing something new. Like this has continued on. I'm aiming to get to 100 episodes. I think I can do it. And if I've done maths, I haven't done maths. I have worked out the dates. And if we continue the way that we're going, where we have an episode a week, we will, because of how I've done it, we will get to episode 100 on the 2-year birthday mark. How epic would that be? So not only would we be celebrating 2 years, but on that day will be our 100th episode as well. That will be absolutely epic. So that's what we're aiming for. So if you know anybody that likes to come on the show and talk and keep the series going, then let me know. They're more than welcome to come on and have a chat with us. I'm a little teacup short and stout, giving you a happy birthday shout. I love that. Thank you so much. That is actually awesome. And then Michael Barbados is watching, actually in Barbados. So there you go. We've got another country there as well. Well, I've talked and talked and talked. I don't need to really do much more talking because it is 10 past. It is that time, isn't it? My guest, Mr. Joey Cramer. Just I'm going to say that again. My guest, Mr. Joey Cramer, the star of Flight of the Navigator, my favorite film growing up, is waiting patiently in the back. And it's time. It's time to bring him out. So can we get plenty of emojis, plenty of comments? I want you to flood that comment box with all of those emojis. say lots of highs as well, because this is a big moment for me, guys. Come on, like this is Joey Cramer. Come on. But here he is. It is the man, the legend that is Mr. Joey Cramer.
Yes. Yes. Hello, Marcus.
Hello,
everyone.
Joey. Oh my God, it's so good to have you on the show.
What an incredible intro. Oh, this is just fantastic. I love it. I was literally cry laughing in the best way.
I saw you like laughing and having to wipe a tear away, and I was like, I am a comedy genius right now. He's laughing.
Oh yeah. Well, and even when you were talking about the episodes, gaining this momentum and stuff, something that actually hit my heart was the fact that, the theme, connect, inspire, and learn. I think that's why it just keeps growing, because that's what everybody loves these days, and that's what's so important. So yay. I'm so happy to be here. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on this. And I'll say it, this little show of mine. I've always said the little show of mine. And thank you for coming on. Honestly, it means the actual world. The comments are flooding as well. Tina, for example, hi, Joey. Welcome to Spill It. We have Nag, who's watching. Legend. Love this film as a kid. There's absolutely loads. We've got Stephen Wilson. I watched it over and over again. Karen Parkinson, me too. I had it on VHS video. Andy Nicholson, literally, you are the Navigator.
Hello, Andy. Thank you.
You are the Navigator, and the Navigator has come to spill it all with us today.
I have. I've come to spill it. To navigate my way into a little teacup.
Yes, you can. Honestly, like if you leave this show just like being a teacup, I would have made it. I'll shut the whole thing down. It is done. I'm like, I've won life. I don't care anymore.
Well, I was thinking, if right for your 2-year anniversary, that'd be cool. Maybe I could come back for the 2-year 100th episode or something. Right? That would be pretty fun.
No, because I'm gonna squeal like a little girl right now, because like honestly, yeah, 100%. Like we'll talk about this after the show. Like seriously, I will have you on for my 200th episode, because that would be absolutely epic. Right, are you ready to play a little game?
Okay.
Cool.
We'll see. I'm ready.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. Let's play the 5-second rule. That's right. It is the 5-second rule. This is a game that I play with all of my guests. This is just a little bit of fun, a nice little icebreaker. Basically, all I do is that I say to you to name 3 somethings, and you have got 5 seconds to name those 3 somethings. Simple as that. We're going to start off easy, so don't worry.
Okay.
Nothing to worry about. And Linda will probably be in the comments straight away going, yeah, straight away. I knew it straight away. There you go. So Linda's put in the comments, haha, fave bit, not clean. So she said not clean.
Oh, right. Okay. Well... we'll see.
We'll see.
Well, I'm trying to keep up some appearances, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Right?
We're live, so you never know.
Well, we're going to start off easy anyway. So here is your first question.
Okay.
Name 3 musical instruments.
Oh, violin, piano, and ukulele.
Nice. Well done. Nice. See, I told you, nice and easy to start
nice
off with.
And easy. I'm kind of scared for the hard one. So, all right.
Do you play the ukulele?
No. That's kind of why I chose it. I don't play violin either. I do play a little bit of piano, a little bit of guitar. So, I have a ukulele. It's I got one for my daughter. It's a little Peppa Pig ukulele. We've got one each. So, we started to learn, and it just, I don't know, COVID happened, and we're kind of apart at the moment. So anyway,
wow. something to maybe look at in the future.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay.
Name 3 things you'll find in your bedside table.
Books. Um, and more books and a watch. And yeah, I think that was 5 seconds, wasn't it? Oh,
It was 5 seconds, yeah.
yeah.
5
I
seconds is
literally
over.
only have books.
You just have books. I mean, yeah, we'll give you books. That's fine.
All right.
And then your last one, and I'm gonna have to ask it because Linda will kill me if I don't ask it.
Okay.
Name 3 things you do when no one is looking.
I look at myself in the mirror. I God.
You want to say it, don't
God.
you?
I don't have a wee wank. I'm telling you. No. I knew that one was going to come up. It's like, okay, but I'll.
You knew you wanted to say
man.
it. You just didn't want to say it.
Well, it's that. I love that. It's that. It's that balance between keeping my. I don't know, keeping myself clean and then also just having fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, okay.
And that's fine. Well done. You scored pretty well.
It was okay.
Did you have fun with that?
I did. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Good. Well, it's put a smile on people's faces, and that's what we're all about. We're all about putting smiles on people's faces, not being so serious and not taking ourselves too seriously.
I love it. I think almost not being able to answer was an answer in itself.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to ask you this question, and I ask this question to absolutely every single one of my guests. But for those crazy people who may have lived under a rock and don't know life, because guys, what are you doing? Like, where have you been half your life? But for those people, who is Joey Cramer?
Who is Joey Cramer? Well, I was a child actor. Who am I? Famously, David Scott Freeman from Flight of the Navigator. I'm born and raised in Vancouver, BC, beautiful British Columbia, Canada, and I am also a father, dreamer, obstacle crusher, and triumphant spirit, I like to say, because I've definitely been through my share of ups and downs. At this point, what's so cool is I found it's never too late to be who you might have been. I love acting. I love storytelling. I love creativity, and so I'm pursuing my dream of acting again. And so I am. That's me. I mean, I was, and overall, I'm a human being with a heart and with love and gratitude and joy and pain and everything, just like everyone else out there. And I love the fact that I can connect on shows like this. I think it's really important to. I was telling Marcus earlier. I was telling you, Marcus, but I'm also talking to everyone out there that how inspiring and how much I love doing these chats. And this is all part of who I am. Is doing these chats because I see the joy on people's faces and the excitement to connect with me, someone who was part of their childhood or their adulthood or their family, memories. And I think it's so important to remember that we are all kids at heart. Sometimes we grow up and we've got to get the job and do the work and all the and things and kind of we forget the magic of life and how precious it is to just to be alive and to be able to have friends and family and just and be human on this journey.
Definitely.
And so that encompasses Joey Cramer, I think.
Yeah, 100%. There was one thing that you said that I really want to dig into, which obviously has come up on the comments as well. So Nag has said it, and she absolutely loved it. She obviously resonated with that obstacle crusher, and I really resonated with that when you said that too. And I just want you to kind of delve into being the obstacle crusher. What does that mean to you to be an obstacle crusher?
Well, I will be fully candid in that for a lot of my life, I kind of I succumbed to my own self-talk, negative self-talk, negative narrative. Uh, it reminds me of that quote: "Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right either way." So when I believed that I couldn't do anything and that I couldn't accomplish anything, I didn't. And once I found myself and started to find myself and really embraced my heart, my spirit, my who I am, and that the memories of me don't define who I am today. I have made mistakes. I have done things I'm not proud of, though they have all brought me to this point in my life. And so um, I've overcome homelessness, addiction, criminal, behavior in and out of prison, and I do my best to give back and volunteer and or connect with people and give back to the programs that helped me through my struggles and challenges um, and the more that I I mean anything can be an obstacle, whether it's our own mind or whether it's something physical, just getting to work on time, or whether it's getting out of bed in the morning. And so, but I think that lately, especially over the past couple of years since we started filming the documentary and then have actually brought it out, the obstacles for me are just have been setting goals and achieving them and living my absolute best life, um, no matter what happens. Like because sometimes it's like, oh right, oh I'm not working, oh oh money's running thin. It's like, well, I could get really focused on that and let it bring me down, or I can just stay the course and keep moving forward. And that's and that kind of encompasses it, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
And we should all strive to be obstacle crushers.
yes.
And
Crush those obstacles.
you crush them obstacles now.
Yeah, do it.
But let's be honest, the obstacles, and you're completely right. The majority of the obstacles that are in our way is our mental state and putting them blocks there and putting them obstacles there, and it's obviously overcoming those. It's such a great little explanation of who you are as an obstacle crusher. I really liked that, and I just wanted to kind of delve into that as well.
Thank you. I'll just I noticed Kelly talks about big changes starting small, and that is definitely key because um, some of the goals that I've set out for myself and or that we want to accomplish can seem so gigantic and so out of our reach, when we take those tiny small steps, whether it's an affirmation in the morning or a couple minute meditation or some stretching or just getting out and breathing the fresh air, or not turning on our phones for an hour before after we wake up, or just those little things, choosing an apple instead of a chocolate bar, or eating a salad instead of McDonald's, right? All of those little teeny things, and especially when it comes to personal choice and personal growth, those tiny little steps do become these big changes, and I think that's super important for people to remember and to take, is that um, you know I, I have big dreams and big goals, and I don't do it all at once. And we just do those baby steps and focus, and one step at a time. That's how we get there. So thank you. Yeah, thanks, Kelly.
Absolutely love it, Kelly as well. She's one to know about these little small steps that you take for the bigger goals. So Kelly started running last year. I believe it was. It might have been the year before that. I can't remember. Kelly, you'll have to. I think it was the year before. But Kelly started running. Now, Kelly, I remember specifically with Kelly that she said to me that she hates running. She doesn't, and she never wants to run outdoors either. And she took that little step of just running short, like running small outdoors. And now she's running miles, like outdoors and everything, because all it took was that little step, and she was so worried about running outdoors. She would only run on a treadmill, and now she finds it weird running on a treadmill and prefers running outdoors, and she can run for miles.
Beautiful.
So big up, Kelly.
Yes. That reminds me of Brittany Runs a Marathon. I don't know if y'all had that movie out there, but it's a really similar story. It's a true story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so super inspiring. That's great. Yay.
Talking about obviously who you are as a person now, do you still get recognized as like obviously from the film?
I do. It's not quite as much as when I was younger, but what will actually happen is, whereas years ago, say 20 years ago, I'd have someone stop me on the street. Hey, are are you that are you that kid from Flight of the Navigator? Like, you look just like him. Um, and there's actually a picture up on the internet, I think, about a guy coming into the sports store I worked at, and he brought his VHS in, and I signed it for him, and stuff. So that was neat. Now, what will happen is I will run into people, and they'll be like, "Did I go to school with you? Do I know you from somewhere? Are you?" And I say, "Oh no, I live on Vancouver Island," or "Oh, but I totally know you from somewhere." And especially if they're my age-ish, I'll be like, "Well, I don't. Do you remember that movie, Flight of the Navigator? Yeah, I love that movie." It's like, "Well, yeah, that was me." No way, right? So that's kind of where it happens, and it's that balance between. When I was younger, I kind of I shied away from acknowledging that I was in it for a little while. Just I was going through stuff, identity crisis or whatever, and just kind of was like, oh, So, but now I can be like, okay, yeah, that was me. I love it.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Flight of the Navigator, because that's what we all recognize you for. I mean, you said before that it's you had that you did that as a film, and then it's obviously touched that many people growing up, and there it is. There's a poster in the background. Absolutely love it.
I got it.
You can send me that if you. But yeah, it obviously touched a lot of people growing up, and me in particular as well. I grew up watching that film religiously, nonstop. It was part of my whole life. It was like I wanted to be David, sat in the navigator's seat with Max there telling me what to do and all that. Like, I wanted to be that, and loads of other people like that too. And that movie has kind of, it's grown with us. Like that film and you being there, it's imprinted in people's minds. It's even today people talk about it, and it is one of people's all-time favorite films. So let's talk about it. So how did that even happen? So obviously you were a child star, like, going into that. So how did it all start?
Yeah, so I that was actually my first big starring role was Flight of the Navigator. So I grew up in Vancouver. My mom worked at the theater department here, and so the first acting I did was actually in a play at the university here in Vancouver. I was one of the little Tunisian kids in South Pacific, and the musical, and I loved it, and it was super fun. And so then I got into commercials and extra work, and etc. And when I was 10, I got my first feature film role in Runaway with Tom Selleck and Gene Simmons from Kiss, the bad guy, and Michael Crichton movie, futuristic robots and all that, drones, all sorts of stuff that's actually come true, video doorbells. Anyway, that's a whole other tangent we can go off. And then I did a little TV Disney movie called I Man, with Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap, wonderful, and Corey Allen directed that, amazing. Um, and and then I auditioned for Navigator, and I found in the documentary there was some really neat behind the scenes kind of talk about auditioning kids, and they auditioned some pretty fantastic young actors. I found out that I had no idea about. They were really looking for someone just kind of natural, and I hadn't had any formal training, and I just kind of I fell into it. And when me and Randall Kleiser, the director, met, I think we really clicked. Um, and and the rest is history, pretty much. Hey Lisa. I Yeah, it was, and there was that emotional element to the Navigator as well, because it got pretty, it got emotional, and I had to be able to cry, etc. And I, for whatever reason, was in touch with my feelings, and I could bring up that emotion when needed. So such a gift. I mean, yeah, I really can't say enough about it.
How old were you when you did the film?
I was actually 12, just like David Freeman.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I was 12. And I think by the time it came out, I had turned 13-ish, or right around that same age. Um, and Yeah, because it came out in 86. I was born in 73. I think someone had asked, I'm 47 now. So yeah, and yeah, so I was 13 when it came out. But when we were filming, I was 12. So yeah, it was,
And am I right? Now, this is obviously my memory. So, am I
yeah,
right in thinking that David Freeman, he disappear on the 4th of July?
he did. Yeah,
Yes. So this is
yeah.
why I resonated very well with the film, because my birthday is the 4th of July.
Ah,
So on like, and I was born a year after, so 87. So I was 4th of July 87, and every year I would watch it because it'd be like, oh, it's my birthday film, and yeah, it was a whole thing. We won't get into that. That's another thing.
oh,
one of
that's
the
cool.
one of the other questions that have come up as well. There's a couple. There is a couple, to be fair, that we will get through. But Leela has asked, did you feel you lost some of your childhood?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I think in ways I did. I definitely, we cover some of this in the documentary. Life After the Navigator. So please check it out. It's amazing. It's on platforms in the UK and all that. We'll talk about it later. But um, yeah, definitely in ways I felt like I lost my childhood, in that I was in films and acting. So I wasn't in regular school. I had a tutor, and I was kind of in and out of school. And so looking back, I realized that there was, I mean, it's a pretty instrumental time in a young person's life, 8 to 14, um, to be growing into a young adult, and learning how to just be a kid. And because of the way things went, I mean, I tried to go back to school, and I didn't really fit in, and I was bullied, and I was teased, and then I got into drinking and drugs and things like that at a young age. But I bounced around from school to school, um, and and I mean, there's that element of being on set and only being around adults and not having the kids to play with. And so um, I kind of grew up really quickly. Um, and at the same time, I feel like I gained a lot in my childhood by having that experience. Now, at the the trajectory that my life took, and the challenges that I went through, and the obstacles that I had to crush, um, it made it, um, it made me look back on my childhood and wonder, oh, should I have done something different? Now, I strongly don't believe in shoulds, can'ts, or sorries. I just kind of eliminate those from my vocab. Um, could is an option and it's a choice. So I could have done something different, but I didn't, and that's brought me to where I am today. Um, and looking back, I really value the fact that I got to be an actor, a young actor, and it drives my life today because it's something that I still love, and so like I mentioned earlier about that, just that excitement of our childhood joy. Now I get to be a kid again, and I wouldn't change any of it.
Yeah, love that. Speaking specifically about the film now, um, what was it like being on set? What was the spaceship like when you first saw that type of set?
Well, I mean, it's pretty fantastic because you know, two of the ships were actually that big. They
Oh,
were, I mean,
really?
yeah, this was before CGI. This was, well, it was the very first, you know, cutting edge CGI was in Navigator. Some of it, the reflection mapping and stuff, which was just amazing. Again, in the documentary, they cover a lot of that I had no idea about, and it's really fascinating. So, if you love the movie, you'll love the doc for sure. Um, but you know, one of the ships was up on a crane, and it was like, you know, a hard fiberglass shell, so we could actually get inside. Me and Tony Urbano, who was the puppeteer, and he had Max, you know, and we would actually get up in this ship, and you know, inside it didn't have the cool reflective mylar interior of the spaceship because that was all shot separately, but just seeing this ship was pretty fantastic. And then the other one that they would either hang or prop up, a really neat in-camera movie trick was when the ship's being um, you know, carried by the semi trailers at the very beginning, and it's covered with the tarp and stuff. The chains are actually holding the ship up, not holding
Oh,
it down.
wow.
So
That's
that's
interesting.
a really cool in-camera effect that they used. And so, I mean, and the stairs were so neat. Again, really cool in-camera. So I could step on a few of them. Maybe not all of them, but quite a few of them. They worked, and um, yeah. It so I mean, to be on the sets, like we were originally going to shoot at NASA, and then something I just found out recently was that was when the Challenger shuttle exploded, and so we couldn't go to NASA. So they
Right.
ended up using a airport hangar or some other warehouses and dressing them up like NASA. But
Mhm.
I mean, so many of the sets were so much fun. I mean, everything from the interior, but uh, yeah, I mean, to be a kid, I love the movie magic, and so I would always go and talk to the props guys or the sound guys and find out stuff about, you know, movie making. Great.
Speaking of the sets and you know, all of that type of stuff, was there anything that you was allowed to take from the set afterwards, or anything that you was allowed to take from the set? From the set, was there anything that you took as a memory?
Well, I Randall really he wanted to give me a model of the Puckmarin, and it got misplaced or lost or something disappeared
Oh,
somewhere. So that was unfortunate. So all of the interior of the spaceship was shot in Norway, which is a little known fact. Some know, some don't. So we spent 3 months in Florida and a month in Norway, and uh, and so a lot of the puppets and all of that kind of cool interior spaceship was all left in Norway, as far as I know. Um, and and so I didn't really get to keep anything, and I think that there were a few things that I did. Although I was just reminiscing about this, that I when I shipped everything back, because I was away from home for a long time, and of course I collected all sorts of stuff. I had almost a full set of Transformers uh, and things, but a box or two when I was shipping back to Canada got lost in the mix, and we didn't really realize it till later. So I think some things got stopped at the border for whatever reason, and then I never got them back. So, although I did bring something for your birthday, and it's not quite from the set, but my dear friend Anna
Oh
made me
wow!
she made me a little puckmarin here, so I get to take him to. Well, I took him to my first Comic Con at San Antonio, at the Alamo City Comic Con, and I hope to go back there. And wow, happy
That is
birthday,
amazing.
Marcus. Happy birthday, Spilly. I don't know if the puckmarin. I don't think the puckmarin actually talks, but he's super cool. So I brought him along to say hello.
That is amazing.
And
That is so cool.
so it's almost as good as having the real one from the set. I could put him in my pocket here, and he can just hang out with me. Again, Randall Kleiser, the director, he's got some really amazing models that he has up on his porch in Los Angeles, and yeah, yeah. So I think most of my memorabilia is just all in my head. I've got some pretty cool pictures, actually, old school, right, with the camera, like
Yeah.
developed pictures. So yeah.
Glenn has put a comment as well that he wanted a puck when he was a child.
Oh yeah. I mean, how cool, right? How cool is that? Yeah.
Brilliant. With regards to Max, so working with Max as this type of technical machine type thing, what was that like? What was that experience like? What was a behind the scenes kind of thing of how it all worked, etc.? What
Right.
was that like?
Well, so he was a puppet, and really like pretty high tech, intricate stuff going on there. There was one that was a hand puppet that could come up from underneath, um, and then there was one that tracked down the side of the ship, and then there's the main one who basically hung from the ceiling, and so he had like all sorts of controls and everything attached to the top. And again, Tony Urbano and Tim Blaney, the puppeteers. Tim did the voice for the Puckmarin and also did Short Circuit. He was Johnny Five in Short
Oh
Circuit.
wow, I didn't know
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah, and I mean, I keep going back to the doc, but it was so amazing that I got to connect with these people who'd been, part of the film, and yeah, Tony and Tim have a great little chat about the puppets and stuff. So, yeah, and so then me and Tony would do the script together, and we would do the lines together. So, I mean, I've only worked with a bit of green screen. Last year, I worked on a short film here in Nanaimo where I live, and we there was a lot of green screen, but then it was all real. So it was like really interacting with this guy Max, and so he would swing around from the ceiling, and there would be grips that it was like almost like a crane box or something up top there, and it would slide back and forth on these tracks in kind of a grid and move around. Um, and they had to control it pretty well. You had to get the marks on, and I mean, it was a pretty heavy piece of machinery up there. I remember one of the first times we did the scene where Max comes up, you are the Navigator. And it's like, right? And he comes right up to my face. Well, one of the first ones, he came and I could see that he wasn't gonna, and I slipped down in the chair and Max went flying across, and we were like, okay, we better
Oh
get these
wow.
parts set up. And yeah, so it was a learning curve for all of us, but it ended up looking really good. I mean, what's so neat is being able to show it to kids these days. We watched the movie with a kids acting class, kid to teen acting class a couple years ago, and they loved it. Sitting on the edge of their seats and fascinated and right sucked in. And so, even though it was puppets and it was, and the in camera and then the cool CGI still holds up to this day, and that's, I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Max was one of my favorites, obviously, growing up as well as part of obviously the whole film. What was it like working with the very young at the time, Sarah Jessica Parker?
Well, she was, I mean, she's an amazing actor. She was then. It was one of her first films, feature films, if not her first. I loved it. I mean, I thought we had a great scene. She really um, made it, easy to work with. Again, it was like, I mean, we were there. We were at NASA. We were dealing with that. She was, you know, um, and I felt super lucky to be that. I mean, and of course, being little, a young 12-year-old Joey or David, I had a bit of a crush and all that stuff, but it came across. I mean, that was kind of what it was, part of the storyline. So, it
Yeah.
worked out. It worked out, and it was real time.
Speaking of Sarah Jessica Parker, Andy Nicholson has asked a question. Here we go. So he has asked the question: do you think Sarah Jessica Parker loses sleep knowing that you and a robot outshined her in a movie role?
No, no, most definitely not. I mean, I don't know if from that's cool. I appreciate that, Andy. I thank you for the compliment. I think that I mean, I think maybe with Max and David we're in the film a lot more, but when it's funny because when I watch it back, I love some of her scenes. They still make me crack up to this day. And I'm not just saying, come on, Ralphie, baby, you can do it. Come on. Like, it was just it was great. So I think everyone in that movie really did an amazing job and brought that movie so much heart and so much life. So thanks,
Definitely.
Andy.
With regards to Flight of the Navigators, obviously, and we're going to talk about it very, very shortly. So there's been a lot of things that have happened
Mhm.
after the film. Now, if there was ever talks of a reboot or a remake, would it be something, if you were ever approached, would it be something that you would want to be involved with?
Well, there has been talk over the years. I got an email from Brad Copeland years ago. He was maybe going to do a reboot. He did Arrested Development and stuff, but nothing ever happened. And I, I personally, me, and I'm still in touch with Mark H. Baker, who wrote the original story that Navigator was written off of, and we've got some pretty cool ideas for a sequel. It wouldn't be a
Oh
reboot.
wow!
It would be a sequel where David's grown up and he's got a 12-year-old daughter. I would figure or some and somehow I don't want to give it up, but we've got some pretty neat ideas, and I've started writing some ideas down, and I've got some friends here who I think would help. I've got a couple great young uh, girls. My one of my acting coaches, her daughters are perfect because they're 14, and so they know all the lingo for today. I did a dab the other day, and they were like, "No, that's like 4 years old. Come on, what are you doing?" And so I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh, okay, it doesn't still apply." I'm like, "What would
it's
you do
it's now
now?"
the whoa. It's like a whoa. Like
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's what they do
Whoa.
now.
All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So
That's what.
yeah, but I would love to do a sequel. I think it could be really cool. I think and it would be all about making the heart and keeping the heart and having the fun of it. What's so neat is that I've connected with a lot of filmmakers who got into filmmaking and writing and making movies because they loved Flight of the Navigator. So,
That's epic.
right, I think that we could do something. So we'll see.
Yeah, and if you ever need like a really common English person to be part of the set and do something, then
All
holler
right.
at you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just write me in there somehow, like he did this interview, and yeah, whatever. I'm up for doing whatever. I don't care. I'll do it.
Well, maybe I can at least put a teacup into a dialogue somewhere.
Yes,
Yeah,
do
we'll
that.
see.
Do that. Like
All
just a specific teacup and be like, "This is for you." That'd be epic.
right.
Talking about obviously life after the Navigator. So there was a question further up, and I didn't read it out because I knew that we were going to be talking about it. But there is a documentary called Life of the Navigator, because obviously child star, and you touched on it before, child star after this film, obviously blown up, and your life obviously changed massively, dramatically.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about that. Let's talk about life after the Navigator, and then obviously the documentary.
Okay. Well, as some people know or may not know, so after I finished Navigator, I did another feature film for a TV movie called Stone Fox with dog sledding and stuff, and it sounded like a fun script, and it was pretty fun to shoot because it was a period piece. I was saving my grandfather's farm. I got to work with Buddy Ebsen from the Beverly Hillbillies, and Belinda Montgomery. She played the local doctor and stuff. So. I had fun, though. I had been in film and TV and plays and everything for many years, and I kind of just missed being a kid. And I felt like, oh, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Is graduate high school and then go from there. So I stopped to finish high school, and that's when like I'd mentioned, I didn't fit in. I didn't. And I was bullied and I was teased because I was the movie star kid, and so then to fit in, I kind of went with I don't know, the kind of out crowd or the it crowd, as far as I mean, if you smoke pot and drink on weekends, you can fit in with anyone pretty much. So that's what ended up happening, and my teens turned into quite a roller coaster. Uh, and really hard. So a lot of this you can see more in the documentary. It's I mean, I could go on about it, but it's we've all got our things, and we've all got our challenges and our childhood issues and things like that. So, but I went through that, and then I cleaned up. I quit doing drugs and things like that at around 20, and my 20s were fairly normal. I had good jobs in Vancouver. I started to think about getting back into acting, and it just didn't quite pan out. I did have the pleasure of moving to LA and working on a film with Randall Kleiser again, just doing some stand-in work and behind the scenes, which was really fun. I loved it. Though it's like I still didn't have a sense of self, or I really didn't know myself. And so then later in my early 30s, I worked in restaurants, and I started bartending and stuff, and I got into drugs again, and then my life pretty much spiraled out of control. So as people will see in the documentary or have seen online, etc., I kind of in and out of jail. My Wikipedia page, by the way, a few things are off in there, but I can't really change it. And so it can look like a really bad progression of someone kind of spiraling out of control. But there's definitely context. And I think that's been such a gift about making Life After the Navigator, is kind of speaking from my point of view and my perspective of how things happened, and how I ended up feeling so desperate or kind of backed in a corner and not really, just hopeless, that I ended up robbing a bank so that I could get put away for long enough to get some proper help to deal with my addiction and PTSD and traumas and all the mental health stuff that goes along with that. And so that's really the story of Life After, is like what happened after the movie, celebrating the movie, all the amazing movie magic that we touched on. There's so much cool stuff there from behind the scenes, and then also we've gotten to follow me over the past few years since I've been released from prison, and I'm rebuilding my life and getting back into acting. And I was able to, I had a bunch of Comic Cons booked. I was able to do the one in Alamo City there, and and but then COVID hit, so I
Yeah.
haven't gotten to travel or do much after that. But I've still been building my life, been studying acting, and realized part of my journey has been, uh, learning that I was a child actor and I had some natural talent, but could I actually transfer that into an adult actor? Because it's a whole different thing. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's commitment, it's a lot of study and specific choices and stuff that is amazing. And what I found is that I'm just thriving learning this stuff, and I'm loving learning it. And so I've it's what I was born to do. So I'm doing it again. And so so the movie was a really beautifully told story, and I thank Lisa Downs for that. Her editing is just incredible. I mean, her and Ash did an amazing job with this film, and everyone else who supported the film and made it happen. And uh and so that's life after. And I mean, of course, my life after the Navigator isn't over. It's really just begun. But I feel like that movie has been an amazing gift. So Flight of the Navigator was incredible because it kind of gave me this amazing opportunity as a child, and I was been able to connect with people like yourself, or from all over the world, who loved that movie as a kid, and it helped them through times. And now life after the Navigator has shown people that even their, say, favorite child star or something can go through things and can come out the other side. And it's really given people strength and hope and inspiration for their own lives, by me being so candid and open and authentic and about my struggles, because we're all human at the end of the day, and we all go through things. Mine may have been a little more extreme than others, but I think it's all relative. I mean, addiction can be just as debilitating as stress these days. Students or people at work or whatever. Stress is a killer, and there's so many mental health issues out there that have more and more are coming into light, but have been swept under the rug and stigmatized and people labeled it, etc. So it makes it hard for people to reach out and ask for the support or the help they need, or offer support or help to someone. And so I'm really, really happy that life after has touched people in a way that has given. I've had some amazing messages where it's given people the strength to talk about their mental health issues, or repair trauma, or with family, or talk about their addiction issues, or get and things like that. And I mean, I can't say enough, because that's what it's all about: connect, inspire, learn. I think it's so amazing that I've come on this show, because that's really what I'm trying to do with, or not trying, but what I, like Yoda would say, there is no try, only do, right? I do with my life every day is I connect with people, and then we inspire and we learn, and that's what it's all about. Is so Yeah, I really I saw someone asking where they could watch the documentary. It's
Yes.
in the UK, it's on Amazon Prime, and in the US, it's also on Amazon Prime still. You can check out lifeaftermovies.com and get yourself a really cool Blu-ray. Some signed copies by me if you like. And
Yes, please.
there's there's some really neat behind the scenes stuff. I think there's 74 minutes of behind the scenes interviews and stuff as well, for the documentary. So yeah, connect lifeaftermovies.com there, and check it out. And then anywhere else in the world, you can look up Vimeo on demand. It'll be there for rent or purchase at Vimeo on demand. Or again, I highly recommend the Blu-ray. It's a region-free Blu-ray, and there's some really there's some really cool stuff. There's the funniest chat between me and my mom. It's called Tech Talk, which is I love it. I love that Lisa put that in there. But this movie's really dear to my heart. And it's really special. So yeah.
There's some really good comments that have coming through as well. Obviously, when you started talking about life after the Navigator
Mhm.
and the things that you obviously have gone through. So Emmy Bell has put, "Thank you for your strength and bravery in being so open and honest."
Mm.
Stephen Wilson
Sid
has
has come.
commented saying we all take different paths. Some can be wrong ones, but you found the right path to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Linda Proctor has said, "You're definitely on the right path, full of admiration. Keep going on this track."
Thank you,
And then Caroline's also put, "You navigated the right way now."
Linda. Yes, yes, I am the navigator.
Love it. And then Linda's also put as well, "I think I'm right in saying you've won our hearts. You're one of us, a teacup." Which
Oh, thanks,
you
Linda.
are. You
Thank you.
welcome to the teacup family,
All
Joey.
right,
You can
all
be here
right.
to stay.
Okay.
um,
Well,
I'm
that's
just
cool. That's really neat. I like that even on the even when we make those wrong choices and have those those challenges or those regrets, there's always a way, right? A way back, and it can be tough, but it's those little steps that create the big change we talked about, and just really following your gut and your heart. Right?
I love that. With regards to your experiences and being the person that you are today, because obviously we talked about you being a child star, and then briefly on what that did to you, your mental state, etc. Where is your life at now? What is it you're doing now? Obviously, you mentioned that you're trying to get back into acting as an adult, but you're doing other work as well, aren't you?
Well, I was doing some PA work, so production assistant on commercials with a dear friend of mine and his production company in Vancouver, which was really fun. Um, that again kind of slowed down during COVID, but it gave me an opportunity. I mean, I've been taking online acting classes with an amazing coach here who has really helped me. I mean, I've been basically studying since I got out of prison and started with Spotlight Academy and then moved on to more advanced coaches. My friend Leslie and now Jeb at Jeb Beach, who is just, I mean, so that's what I'm doing, and talk about full circle and the universe answering questions or prayers, or when you start in the right direction, things unfold for you in the right ways, and that's kind of what I mean for anyone out there going through struggles. When we follow our heart and really be our authentic selves, the universe and the world opens up for us, right? It unfolds in such amazing, beautiful, magical ways, and I truly believe that, and I've seen it happen, and it's not just heebie-jeebie or muji-booji or cheesy, self affirmation talk. It's pretty amazing. So, my coach now, Jeb, he was a fan of Flight of the Navigator. When he was 12 years old, we're like pretty much the same age. He went and saw this movie in the theater and said, "I want to be an actor. Like this kid's an actor. I can be an actor." And and he couldn't get into acting at a young age because his mom was like, "Well, I don't want it to ruin your childhood." And so he kind of went to college, had a normal, but then has been an actor and a coach in Vancouver for years and years, and now we've reconnected. And he's like, "Dude, you got me into my career and my path, and now
It's
I
crazy.
feel like I'm here to help you get your career back and help you on your path to find your dreams again because you helped me achieve, find my dreams." And so, I mean, stuff like that, it gives you goosebumps. It's just, it's those warm feels that are so incredible. And so that's what I'm doing these days is I'm studying. I'm working. I work on short films. There's a really great community here in Nanaimo. I actually had the opportunity to work on a couple independent feature films and some. The most recent one I did, which they're just starting to release, it's pretty heavy subject matter. I actually play like a serial pedophile, which is like just kind of crazy. But the script and the story comes from a place of heart and close to home story for the writer, like like real experiences and stuff in her life, and it's going to be a really fantastic film, I think. And it's hard to play those characters because you don't agree with them, but then it's like, uh, right? That's what acting's all about, is just kind of bring imaginary circumstances to life. I'm also in the works. I don't know how much I can talk about it, but I've an amazing friend, filmmaker, writer, director of mine is working on starting a new film, and I'm really I think we're going to get to work together on that, and that will be something really amazing and special. So can't say much more about that, but just stay tuned and keep keep your eye out.
Oh, we will definitely. We'll have our ears to the floor. We'll be waiting for these announcements. It'll be broadcasted all over Spill It. We'll be like, yeah, I can't wait for all of that. Speaking of acting, so you were talking about obviously like these new roles and things like that, and
yeah,
I suppose because I've dabbled in the arts, you can't tell, but yeah, I've one of the things obviously you learn is that because it obviously depends on the type of actor that you are, and I'm assuming you'll be able to use all of these experiences that you have gone through to better your acting abilities, I suppose.
Yes, I mean, the one thing that I've learned and keep learning is that to be a good actor, you have to really know yourself. You have to know what makes yourself tick, and I mean, I've always been emotionally connected, and now I just have more life experience to draw on, as far as creating, realistic characters or characters that people can relate to or connect with or hate or love or whatever. And so I feel like it's that love-hate relationship with my past. It's that kind of mixed emotions with, well, had I not been through everything that I've been through, I might not be at this point in my life where I'm able to then give back or share experience, strength, and hope and stuff. Yeah, I think all of the obstacles that I've crushed, all the experiences I've been through, have made me a better person and make me a better actor as well. So I'm super grateful.
Speaking of crushing obstacles, at the moment, this is for the viewers at home. At the moment, we are running a competition. So to win, and I've got them right here as well, to win some Spill It merchandise, you can get yourself a lovely Spill It beanie. All you have to do is comment with #ObstacleCrusher, and you'll be put into a draw, and we're going to do the draw at the end of the show, and you'll win. The winner will win themselves a Spill It beanie completely free of charge. All you have to do is comment saying #ObstacleCrusher, and in fact what we'll do, Joey, is at the end of the show we'll get you to announce the winner. How's that?
All right, sounds good. And if you're in Canada, a beanie is a toque.
What's a toque?
A toque? Oh, yeah. That's what we call a beanie in Canada. You didn't know that?
What's a toque though? Oh, right. So you mean? Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Brain isn't working fast enough. So you call.
Yeah. In
my head,
the beanie. Yeah.
In my head, in my head, like it went right. Okay, so you call a beanie. No, I don't know what went on in my head. It was something like that. It was something that a beanie is a toque, and I was like, "What's a toque?" I don't know. Something didn't happen, but you call these toques.
That's right.
There you go. I got it. Honestly, this has been like the best day of my life. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, just speaking to you in this moment with you, and this has been a very, very inspirational story for all. And even though, and we said this on the pre-show chat as well, even though the things that you have gone through are, it's your story, it's what you've gone through, and we can't realistically relate to that because we're not all child actors. However, the one thing that we can relate to are thoughts, feelings, emotions.
Yeah.
And that's why this episode has been very, very inspirational, especially to me. And I'm sure that the guys in the comments will also say it as well. The things that you have gone through, the way that you have been so open and honest and vulnerable, like to us today, it resonates with us because there's certain things that you will say that make us feel in a certain type of way. And I want to say thank you so much for being so open and honest and vulnerable with us, and like telling your truth and speaking out for X, Y, and Z, for everything else that you've done. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here today with us.
My pleasure, Marcus. Thank you. Thank you.
With regards to Flight of the Navigator, because that's what we're here for. Let's be honest. It's my favorite film growing up, and it was Spillet's first birthday, and I thought, well, I want to do something for me, so let's get Joey Cramer on. With regards to Flight of the Navigator, what was the best thing, the most memorable thing that you took away from that the experience, or the something?
Man, I mean, the whole film was really, I have so many cool memories. Okay, so I already talked about being at NASA with the ship, and getting to ride in Ralph, because the robotic assistant labor facilitator, right? That all depends. You want new Coke, classic Coke, cherry Coke, Diet Coke, or caffeine free Coke? So riding in Ralph was, I mean, super fun as a kid, because you actually got to go in. I got to go inside, and there was a little joystick, almost like an Atari joystick.
Oh, wow.
And it was like a little remote control, and so I got to drive that around. And then when David, first connects with the ship, and it's like floating in this hangar, and I mean, those scenes were incredible. But I also loved the intimacy with the family at the hospital, and the great talks between me and older Jeff about not being part of. And when David's first taken to the hospital, and he's like, no, don't make me stay here, and right, I just want to go home, and it's like scared. So I love those parts. And Alligator City, I mean, that was shot on Burt Reynolds' ranch, which was really cool. So that gas station, Alligator City, was the same one from Cannonball Run. They just fixed it up and turned it into Alligator City. And I from the puppets to the sets to the crew, the cast and crew were just incredible. Like the props guy was amazing. The sound guys, like all the grips, the ADs. Like I remember, even the catering were incredible. I used to love eating these peanut butter jam and bacon sandwiches, right? Bacon and raspberry jam.
Well, all together?
Yeah, well, I'd have one that was bacon and raspberry jam, and then one with bacon, jam, and peanut butter, and the sweet and savory. And so they were like, "You're the easiest guy to cook for," or whatever. So that was my breakfast every morning. I have so many fond thoughts. So they had to go out and shoot on the Florida Everglades to get those really cool shots of the ship flying over. And so I got to go out on one of the those hover boats that they have with the big wind thing on the back, and see baby alligators. And I got to go on the set of Miami Vice, even briefly, when we went down to Miami, and
wow.
And I mean, I loved Miami Vice, and right. And so I mean, that whole experience, I look back on, and it's like one amazing experience after another, the whole shooting of that. And that I'm still connected with people to this day. I still, I'm in touch with Randall and Jonathan, and it was amazing. In Navigator, or in Life After, you'll see we had this Freeman family reunion where we all get together, young Jeff and Cliff DeYoung and Veronica Cartwright, and it, like, I could go on, because it was an amazing part of my childhood. And now that I've been through everything, and I get to share the experience with with the fans, and is I mean, I could die a happy man today as well. So
Did you? I mean, obviously, you were young, and it's probably a given. But did the writers, did the directors, did anybody expect this film to blow up the way that it did?
Well, you never know. You never know with a film. I mean, I learned some things. I keep going back to the doc, but geez, I learned so much there. There was because there was this kind of struggle. Originally, it was going to be released by a different company, and they went bankrupt, and then Disney picked up the rights, and so there was all sorts of kind of Hollywood politics around the release of the film. And I think that like it probably didn't do as well as they had hoped upon release, but the longevity of it is has shown, amazing. I mean, once it got onto the Disney Channel and VHS and stuff, I think that's where it ended up really blowing up. I think, um, and yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just us like connecting as well. Like the thing is I mean, it's shown even now. That's the thing.
Hmm.
Like on TVs now. Now, as I said, I this was my all-time favorite film growing up. I wanted to be the navigator in that seat with Max in my face, and yeah, I wanted that. And I watched it every single year, especially on my birthday, because it all happened on my birthday,
Yeah.
on the 4th of July, which was absolutely epic. And then it was on TV literally a couple of months ago, I think it was. And I remember sitting there like on my sofa and going, I wonder what Joey Cramer's up to now. And I saw that you were on Instagram. I reached out to you on Instagram, and you was like straight away, straight off the bat, like on the same day, you just messaged me back, and you were like, "Let's do it. Let's set this up." And I was like, "Oh my god, like this is crazy." But yeah, it just like it's still shown now. And when I got that message from you saying that let's do it, I'll come on the show, we'll talk. I
Hmm.
thought I spoke to so many friends. I put it on Facebook. I was like, oh my God, like this is what's going to happen. And the amount of people that it really resonated with just shows how huge the fandom is and how
Hmm.
much people really really got involved with this show and how much not the show, sorry, the film, how much the film, it was a big part of their lives growing up. And I don't think anybody could have really have kind of seen that come in. It
Hmm.
was something completely different.
Yeah. It's. I mean, you never know, and how cool. I mean, how cool that that it is what it is. I think it's fantastic. Um,
Definitely.
on that same note, like I meant so I am going to be coming to the UK actually while we're so in October I'll be up in Scotland
Okay.
at Edinburgh Comic Con. And then in December, so I think it's October 9th and 10th in Edinburgh, and then December in Manchester. And
Manchester's like literally around the corner. Like I
all
can get
right,
behind that.
all right. And you were talking about wanting to sit in the Navigator chair and stuff like that, and if if all goes well, I believe they've been building a Navigator chair for photo ops. And
Oh
so
my!
I'll be bringing the Puckmer in, and maybe probably even I forgot my NASA hat. I even got my NASA hat. A good
Ah!
buddy of mine got me this. So, um, and uh, and so then we can take some pictures in the chair.
Oh
So
my god!
that'll be super fun, and that's later this year. I'm really looking forward to it. I've never been to Scotland before, and
Okay.
I've
So
made yeah. So
are both Scotland and Manchester setting up this photo thing as well?
yeah.
Like both of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I double check, double triple check, but it's the same promoter, and they're just wonderful, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think they're gonna do the chair in Scotland and then do it in Manchester. So
That'd be absolutely epic. We will. What I'll do is I'll find the link for that and I'll post it out after the show because the comments are blowing up straight away about people going, "I want to go, I want to go, I want to go." Just FYI, like I have to be the first, so.
Well,
it is mad time. It is mad time. I will go to both. I will go to Scotland and I will go to Manchester because I want 2 opportunities with that. That would be absolutely epic. And that's obviously a little sneak peek of obviously what's for you in the future as well, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that is going to take us roundabout to the end of the show. Have you had fun today?
I've had an incredible time. I
Good.
have had so much fun. We got the laughs, we got the feels, we got we got to. I hope and feel and connect, inspire, learn. I think that I'm super grateful. I'm really glad you had me on here. So thank you.
Honestly, it has meant more to me than you will ever know for you to be on my show, my little show, Spill It, being a little teacup over there. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. And I'm just wondering, where can people find you if they wanted to reach out to you, talk to you, or find out more about your documentary, or obviously upcoming cons coming up, anything like that?
So yeah, I'm on Instagram at the Joey Cramer. And I also have a Facebook page. It's Joey Cramer, aka David Scott Freeman. I mean, those are kind of synced up. Also, I've got a website, joeycramer.com, which has all the connections. That'll have a whole bunch of past podcasts that I've done, upcoming things. There's, I think, a cool short film that I did when I was like 15. Skateboarding short film, which is fun. There's some really neat stuff on there, and I thank Lisa for that because she's done a wonderful job with it. Yay, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, so joeycramer.com and or Instagram, Facebook, and not on Twitter or anything like that yet. I'm just kind of still getting my grip on it. And I wanted to just say as well that on a personal note that sometimes, I was able to respond to you right away. What's neat is I get these messages all the time, and sometimes I don't get to answer back right away, or I just read them and don't necessarily respond. But I want everybody to know that I read them all and I value them and love them and appreciate every single little note, from a emoji to a long heartfelt message. And I wouldn't be here without you all. So thank you.
Oh, that's really nice. Thank you so much. And I'm just wondering if you've got some final thoughts for us today. Something like, how would you wrap up today's show? What are your final thoughts for my viewers and listeners at home?
I think, follow your heart, follow your gut, do what you love, and success and joy will follow. Crush those obstacles, and don't be afraid to ask for help, and or smile at a stranger, spread some random acts of kindness, and just love yourself, because that's the most important thing, and practice makes better, right? So thank you so much. It's been amazing.
Love it. And at the end of every show, I give my guests the opportunity to give a quote. Now, it can be something that they stand by, live by. It could be something that they've made up that they just really like, or it could be something that they've heard and they just think, that's how I want to live by that quote. And I'm just wondering if you've got a quote for us today.
I do. And I think to be honest, I think I formulated this from a quote and then kind of made it my own, took pieces of a longer one, but it really hit home for me. And it is that even in the darkest moments, light exists when we have the faith to see it. So even in those dark moments, the light exists when you have the faith to see it. So the light is always there, and it comes from the inside out. It shines from inside each one of us, and so embrace it, love it, and you can do no wrong.
I absolutely love that. Thank you. I mean, they say that you shouldn't meet your idols, and that's fine because I didn't meet Max today. I met you, so.
All right.
I'm joking. Of course, they do say that you should meet your idols. Thank you, and I am so grateful to have met you via this community. It has been such an amazing time, an amazing experience, and you've given it all to us today, and I just want to say thank you so much. Also, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. So I did say that Joey can reveal the winner, and we're going to give this a little bit of a spin. So for those people who need to know, all you need to do is type in hashtag obstacle crusher in the next few seconds, and you'll be put into today's draw to win a Spill It beanie. Okay, that's all you have to do. Type in hashtag obstacle crusher, and we're going to give it a bit of a spin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
And the winner is...
Oh, well, we don't want that one because that's me. Let's do that again.
Okay, let's do that again. I was going to say Emily. I thought it was stopping on Emily.
That's me. I've won my own beanie hat.
Here we go. And the winner is...
We'll go with... This is hilarious. It's because I've typed it in 3 times because I'm streaming it on 3 different things. So let's hope we don't win this time.
And the winner is Emily Bell.
There we go, Emmy Bell. Well done. You have won.
Emmy. Sorry, Emmy Bell. Yay! You know what's so funny is that was the first name that I saw originally.
Really?
I thought she was the winner originally. So, yeah, Emmy
Bell. Well, congratulations. You have won yourself a Spill It beanie. All you have to do is get in touch with me, drop me a message, or a Spill It toque. Yep.
Anyway, okay.
Get in touch with me for your Spill It toque / beanie, and let me know what color you want, and I will get that beanie to you. Thank you so much. And you are now, Joey, free to say your goodbyes.
To everyone?
To everyone, yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for joining me. I will see you later, Navigators. Don't forget to feed Bruiser. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Oh yeah, and the little Puckman says bye.
Love it. Thank you.
I'll see you later, Navigators. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye. Wow. I knew it. I knew it was going to be a good episode. I knew it in my heart. I knew it deep down. Oh my God, what a great episode. It was epic. It was amazing. Once again, thank you, Joey, for being so open, honest, and vulnerable with us today, and really telling an inspirational story. And also, we all learned something from that episode. 100% we all learned something from that episode. It was I would go out on a limb and say that was the best episode of Spill It that we've had. So there you go. In the 51 episodes, that is the best one by far. And I'm not just saying that because it was Joey, who is, I wanted to be when I was younger and all of that. I will just say it because of that. It was actually one of the best episodes. Thank you guys so much for being part of this episode, for your comments, for your questions, for being involved, for your laughs, for absolutely everything. It has meant honestly, it's meant the world. Like, honestly, my little heart is like jumping in here. I'm like, I'm gonna have to like rush to end the show because I'm just like, I just need to chill now. I just want to, it's been really, really good. Honestly, I'm gonna have a smile on my face all night. Yes. And Nag has actually said yes. Nag has said something in the comments as well. You can catch up on the website as well, which you can if you have wanted to get more of the, like, see this episode from start to finish, or you wanted to see our other episodes or anything like that. You can catch up on the website, which I'm going to go through right now. Next week, we have got Pia Prana coming onto the show talking about family and the roles that we fit in the family life, why family is important, but also the roles that we fit in a toxic way, how one of us in the family role, for example, is built up as the most positive person when in actual fact they put other people down. There's so much like psychology behind the whole family things, and Pia Prana is going to be coming on the show next week to talk about family and why we fit into these roles mentally, and all of that. It's going to be actually a really good episode, and I can't wait to get into the psychology behind it. My name is Marcus Wright, and when I am not doing this, I run a dance exercise class. To be fair, I do so much. And you can also catch my brand new radio show. I was thinking of the name then. It's because my head is just so like gone. I'm on this like level of euphoric likeness here, and I'm just like, I've forgotten everything. My name is Marcus Wright, and when I'm not doing this, you can catch me doing my dance exercise classes, and you can also see me on my brand new radio show on Beat 103 live in Preston every single Saturday from next week, every Saturday from 3 till 4 for the radio show, A Little Bit of Marcus. You can also catch me on the Spill It website at www.spillit.uk, where you'll be able to catch up with all of the episodes that we've done so far, whether you want to watch them on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, or you want to listen to them on your favorite podcast streaming service that gets uploaded every single Friday. To support me, you can also head over to the website and support me by buying merch. You've got the lovely Spill It beanies that Emmy Bell has just won. She's just won one. Epic. Well done, Emmy. But if you want a Spill It beanie, you can also get Spill It t-shirts, you can get Spill It hoodies, and there is going to be a lot more Spill It goodies that you'll be able to get all via the website. You can also support me by heading over to the Spill It website and going onto the Patreon link. You can sponsor me by sponsoring £2 per month, which is less than a cup of tea. You can sponsor me by donating £2 per month, and that money gets to be put into the Spill It community to help get better equipment and get better prizes and all of that lot. So all the money gets put into Spill It to help this keep growing more and more. The other way that you can support me as well is by inviting people into the Spill It community. So if you are watching this via Facebook, then invite your friends into the Spill It page. If you are watching this via YouTube or Twitch, share out the link. And if you are listening to this via podcast, then all you have to do is let your friends and family know that they can listen to me and all of my guests on their favorite podcast streaming service. And lastly, you can also leave a review. So if you're watching this via Facebook, head over to the Facebook page and leave me a review if you enjoyed this episode. Or if you're listening to this via Apple Podcasts, then leave me a review on there. If you didn't enjoy the episodes or you just don't like me, don't leave a review. It's as simple as that. If you did enjoy this, though, please leave me a review. It does mean the world. I love seeing all the reviews that come through. And that takes us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much once again to my amazing legendary guest for this evening, Joey Cramer, and also for you little legendary teacups at home watching to this and listening to this. Thank you. Honestly, it means so much. And until we spill it again, it's bye for now. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Spill It. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time to do so. Spill It goes live every week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And a special thank you to these amazing teacups.